Hey everyone, Brad here at the OFAH Heritage Center. Today's lesson is all about North America's largest rodent, the beaver. In today's lesson, we'll aim to answer 5 questions about beavers. How can we identify a beaver? Where do they live? What do they eat? What are they known for? And can you harvest a beaver in Ontario? So, how do we identify a beaver? Beavers can measure up to 1.3 meters long, and this includes their 30 centimeter long tail. They typically weigh between 16 and 32 kilograms, but some have weighed up to 45 kilograms. That's the same as 10 gallons of paint. Beavers have short and round bodies, making them quite slow moving on land. This, however, is not the case in the water. These semi-aquatic animals are strong and graceful swimmers and can reach speeds of 7 kilometers an hour in the water. Beavers have specialized adaptations to live in the water. They have a transparent membrane that covers the eyes while swimming. This membrane allows them to see underwater. They're also able to close their small nostrils and ears while swimming. Their hind feet are large and have 5 fully webbed toes with long blunt claws. They'll rely on the hind feet to propel them through the water as they hold their forepaws close to the body. The beaver's tail is functional for both life on land and in the water. The tail can be 30 centimeters long, 18 centimeters wide, and 4 centimeters thick. It's covered in leathery scales and coarse, sparse hairs and is very flexible and muscular. The tail can act as a steering mechanism while swimming, it can prop the beaver up into a sitting or standing position on land, and it helps the beaver balance while carrying materials and walking on its hind legs. Their tails can be slapped against the water as a warning when beavers feel threatened as well. The beaver's front paws are small and not webbed. They have long, sharp claws to help them dig. These are dexterous hands that can help them to carry various materials. They're also used for grooming. Why do beavers need to groom themselves? Well, they have very dense fur with a fine mat of underfur and an outer layer of heavy guard hairs that need to be kept clean. They also need to keep their fur waterproof, which is done by spreading oil obtained from 2 glands called the castor and oil glands. This also helps to remove dirt, straighten matted fur, and remove parasites. Beavers will even molt in the spring and late autumn. Beavers are well known for their big, strong teeth. They have long, sharp incisors that grow continuously. These are coated with a dark orange enamel to help harden them. These teeth are strong enough to take down large trees, and they maintain them and keep them sharp by grinding their top and bottom teeth together. A beaver's mouth can close behind the incisors, which allows them to continue to chew while underwater. So that brings us to our next question. Where do they live? Beavers have been Canada's national icon for the last 300 years, and they're widespread across Ontario. Beavers are semi-aquatic and therefore inhabit regions near water. They're found in rivers, creeks, and lakes, and have even been seen in and around major cities. When beaver kids, which is a name for young beavers, leave their home lodges, which is around 2 to 3 years old, they can travel anywhere from a few kilometers up to 250 kilometers away from home. They'll construct their homes, also known as lodges, which are water access only, in the middle of a pond or on the bank of a waterway. This takes about a month. Sometimes they'll simply occupy a pre-existing lodge. Lodges will include a feeding den, source of fresh air, and a minimum of 2 underwater tunnel entrances. The most familiar beaver handiwork, which you might recognize, is the dam. It's built of sticks and branches dragged to the site, piled, interwoven, and sealed upstream with mud and stones. They build dams to enlarge the underwater habitat that will be accessible to them in the winter, and to give them year-round access to their homes. This activity is instinctive and will occur wherever beavers are stimulated to build by the sound of running water. Now, it's your turn to build a beaver dam. Take a container and fill the center with mud, sticks, and rocks. When you're done, pour water into one side of the container and see if your dam stopped the flow of water to the other side. So, what do they eat? Beavers are herbivores, which means they're specially adapted to consume a diet of strictly plant material. Their diet consists of tree bark and cambium, the layer of plant tissue that grows under the bark. They'll also eat the stems and roots of aquatic plants such as cattails and pond lilies. Beavers cut down trees with their teeth to access their food, and the average beaver cuts down approximately 200 trees per year. They're also known to travel good distances from their home to find food. If they find a reliable source, they can build canals to the food source to float the food back to their lodges. Logs and twigs are stored underwater for winter feeding. What are they well known for? The beaver, also called Castor canadensis, gets the first part of its scientific name from the castor glands under the skin between its hind legs. Their territories are marked using scent mounds or pads, which consist of piles of dirt covered with a yellow-orange substance secreted by these castor glands. These glands, which can weigh up to 93 grams, are used by the perfume and food industry. Beavers are known for being ecosystem engineers, which means they can change the habitat they live in. The saying, "busy as a beaver," originates from the way beavers are constantly building. The last question we're going to answer today is, can you harvest a beaver in Ontario? The answer is yes. Beaver pelts are harvested by trappers to be sold on global markets, along with castor glands. Beavers are sometimes considered a nuisance to private landowners, and trapping is used to control their populations. Trappers require a trapping license to legally harvest fur bearers in Ontario and can only do so during open seasons. They must also possess a valid outdoors card with a hunter accreditation. Thanks so much for watching today and learning about beavers. Be sure to like this video and comment below. Please don't forget to check out our resources section on our webpage, where you'll find free printable resource material like mini lessons and activity pages to follow up this virtual lesson. And please subscribe to stay connected as we learn together outside of the classroom.